Hey everyone, it's Paul Shakuri here once again with yet another video. Today's video I'm going to make really quick. It's going to be about negotiation and the whole negotiation process. I tend to really believe that I'm a really good negotiator, and being a great negotiator doesn't mean you're a scam artist or you're doing anything wrong. You know, you're just negotiating, because when you do negotiate, you're just getting what you want, and the other person, if they're accepting what you want, well, they're accepting it. They have the right to say no. So the main thing you want to understand when you're negotiating, no matter what it is, a sale or perhaps you're actually closing on purchasing a new bed, and you want to get the price you want to get. The main thing is you always have to have a set goal, somewhere where you want to be, as of price-wise, as of benefits, bonuses, whatever it is you're negotiating. You want to make sure you have a set goal. What would you want the outcome to look like? How would you like the outcome to finally just work out in your favor if you had the right to say, this is how I want it, and they just said yes and accepted it? Now, always in the negotiation process, well, you can't say always, but the majority of the times, you guys are going to realize that you won't get everything you wanted. However, your whole goal is to get as close as possible, if not your goal, but as close as possible to it. So the majority of people, when negotiating, they'll normally just say, hey, this is what I want, and if you can't give it to me, go screw yourself, goodbye. That's not the proper way to negotiate, I promise you. Little gains will make big gains down the road. So if perhaps you get small little gains on one negotiation process, and then you can turn it into something bigger eventually if you close on one deal, and then after that you can close on another, and the trickle effect will happen. So this will all make sense to you once I'm done this video, and also keep posted, stay subscribed, so you guys can always get latest updates on things like this. So jumping into it, negotiation process. Let's just say I want to buy a bed, and that bed is right now $1,200 on sale. Okay, and I know my target price. I need to get it down by $200 to $1,000. Let's just say. When I'm talking to the actual sales rep, my whole goal is I want to be at $1,000 or as close as possible to it, or even a discount off the $1,200 asking price that they're asking. So the reason why is because I stop and think of what is the worst case scenario and what is my final goal. So worst case scenario, if the guy just literally cannot give me any discount, and perhaps it is $1,200 is the best price because it really is a phenomenal deal, are you willing to buy and purchase at that price? Okay? Things like this are very important to understand when you're negotiating. The reason why is if you're not getting the price you want, perhaps because they just can't, because it already is at a good deal, well, are you willing to settle for, again, what the best outcome can possibly be? So understanding that before you're starting your negotiation process is very important. Now, here's another thing I want you guys to know. Homework. You got to do your homework on, is what you're purchasing or selling or whatever it is it at its minimum price? Is somebody else offering it for less with the same quality? Is there a comparison to what somebody else is offering? So you got to think, for example, if that bed is $1,500 elsewhere, everywhere else, it doesn't mean you're going to necessarily take it for $1,200, for what they're asking. If you can get it down, by all means, everything you get it down from its original price that you're going to purchase it at anyways is a gain, right? It's money in your pocket because you would have spent the $1,200 anyways. So stop and think to yourself, do your homework and stop and say, you know what, if I have to settle at $1,200, because it's $1,500 elsewhere and I really want this product, well, settle for it. Settling for something that is already discounted isn't a loss, okay? So understand that. But number one, you want to make sure that you're going to ask something in the negotiation process that more than likely they will not do. Now, the reason why is because let's just say you drop it and you say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and don't low-ball it, especially if you've done your homework. But you can say literally like, I'll take this bed, tonight, and I do have a truck, and if you were to give it to me for $900, for example. And if the guy who's selling it or the lady who's selling it says, you know what, that's not something I can do. I can't bring it down that much, especially being for the fact that everyone else is selling it at $1,500. Now you know that this person who you're negotiating with actually knows and understands the price, the market value for what it is you're trying to purchase. So now that you know that they know, you can actually negotiate around your asking price. So let's just say it's $1,000 is what you want. Say, you know what, I am willing to to take it today for an extra $100 from what I have. And you know, at that point, the negotiation process is something that can't be just taught exactly, because it depends on every product, on every person the whole like person you're dealing with. There's so many outside factors that can determine whether you get something out of it. But the main thing is you hold your ground, you know your base, what you would and are willing to accept, and then you've done your homework. And now one of the big tricks I like using is the actual good cop, bad cop approach. So, for example, if let's just say you wanted to get that bed at $1,000, and you finally get they tell you it's $1,100, they'll go down $100 from the $1,200. You can still go, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, my wife, we did talk about it, and she gave me the okay to actually purchase the bed at $1,000. So anything above and beyond, I'm not able to get the green light and say okay on. I do unfortunately have to wait to ask my spouse. So, you know, I appreciate your time. Do the takeaway. This is where you say, you know, I appreciate your time. If you are able to do the $1,000, you know, we'd go ahead and you would get the sale, and you wouldn't risk losing me. But $1,100, you know, I know she was shopping around. We may just have to go with a little bit less quality. Now you throw the person in the situation to where if they can do it, and they're any smart salesperson, they're going to go ahead and accept your offer. If they can't, at that point, you know you did what you can in the negotiation process to really close out that lowest price possible. And now you know their lowest price is $1,100, and they're letting you walk. But you see, you actually saved money, $100, by this negotiation process. And you will see as you guys implement these, you get better and better and better at it, and you start understanding who you're dealing with in your negotiation process. So, negotiation is really fun. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned, stay subscribed. PaulShakuri.com. Love you all, and God bless.